In this video we're going to look at taking a free Flash game and using our tool to put that onto Facebook so that we can monetize it. So we're going to begin by creating an app within Facebook, and we will have to decide a couple of things about our app as we go, but I'll cover that as we do it. So I'm in developers.facebook.com/apps. You can also get here by going to facebook.com/developer and it will redirect you. If you haven't been here before, you will have to accept some terms and conditions, go through a security check, just confirm tell it what a graphic is. Once you've done that, you get a button that says create new app, and so we're going to do that now, and I'm going to give it a name. Now the app I'm going to use here, and I will cover how we find these games in a moment, but I've already downloaded one called Gold Panic, so that's what I'm going to create on Facebook. So I'm going to call it Gold Panic. And then the app namespace, this is how the game will be addressed within Facebook. People will go to apps.facebook.com/ and whatever that goes in this namespace. Now this has to be unique. You can't use a namespace that somebody else has already got. So the chances of getting Gold Panic in this case, who knows, we might get it. And it will check and it will tell us that that's no good, it's failed. In actual fact it's failed because I put uppercase letters in it, so let's just try and put all lowercase. Failed, so I would imagine that's because somebody has already got it. Yep. So we will call it Gold Panic Game. See if we can get that. That is available. So that is our app namespace. We will need to remember that. The best thing that you can do as you go along for things like this is just keep track of useful bits of information in a notepad file, and then we can just copy and paste those later on as we need to. Okay, just got to go for a security check here. And there we go. So it has created our app and it has assigned us an app ID and a secret ID. And again, we will need these in a moment, so I'm actually going to just copy and paste these from here into Notepad file, because it will just make things a little bit easier in the next stage. Okay, so we've got our game, we've got our app namespace. The only things we really need to set up at this stage is the information under app on Facebook, where we're going to tell it what the URL is and what the secure URL is. Now all Facebook games have to have a secure canvas. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get rid of this option in the very near future. So we have to decide where we're going to be hosting it. Now I have some web space already set up with SSL, and so I will create it on MySpace, which will be, we will put in here, and we will call this Gold Panic Game as well. I tend to keep the name on my server to the same as my namespace. It just helps me keep track. It's not necessary. This can be absolutely anything you like. And I'm just going to copy that out of there and pop that in the canvas one as well, and just drop the S off the HTTP. Like I say, all canvas URLs have to be secure now, so I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't vanish in the very near future and you just have the secure one to fill in. Okay, so that's basically what we need to have set up there. You can obviously select the category and put it into the, so I'm going to put it in the games category, and if it's like an action game, and click save changes. Okay, that is as much as we need to do. I recommend that you do this part, the edit the icon and the graphic for the game. Now the game that I've downloaded actually has suitable graphics in it already. They come supplied, so I can do those, and I can set one for the main game as well, so use a larger one for that, or you can create your own. So that's those done, save changes, and we're ready to go. That is the app end of it set up on Facebook. There's no need to change anything else other than those fields there. So I'm going to minimize this, and let's just talk first of all actually about where I get these games from. It's very easy. Go to Google, type in free flash games for my website or something similar, and you will find dozens and dozens of sites where you can download the game files. Now you will need to know the width and height of the flash game that you're downloading. Some sites actually display that on the website, so you can just take the information from there. If they don't, it's not too difficult. When you download a game, they come with an HTML file. Now we don't need that file, but if we just open that up in our favourite editor, and you don't need to know anything about HTML, just look for where you see it say width and height. Pretty much it's going to appear once or twice in the file. So I know now that the width is 550 and the height is 420, and that is the size that I will need to specify in a moment. So again, I'm going to copy that information into my notepad file. Okay, so now we're ready to run the piece of software that pulls all this together. So give it a name. I'm going to stick to calling it Goal Panic. And then it wants to know what the width and height is. So if we remember from our file, the width was 550 and the height was 420. I'm just going to set that a little bit bigger than it actually says, just to be safe. Some games put a little bit of a border around, so as long as you go just over, you'll be fine. Select our game file, so let me just go and find where I have that. And that will be the SWF file. Now we want our app ID, so if you remember I copied that in here. And then it's going to want the secret ID. Normally when I do a video I would blur this out, but I'll just change it straight after I've made the video. You don't ever want anyone to know what your secret ID is, because it lets them mess with your game. Okay, now it wants to know what the canvas name is. This is the name, this is basically the app space name. They used to call it canvas name, and they changed the name of it. So we called it Goal Panic Game. Okay, now it wants to know the full path of where we've put the game. I didn't actually put that in there, but I remember it. There we go, / on the end. Okay, a still image for the game. It says this should be a JPEG file. In actual fact, Facebook isn't fussy. It will let you use a GIF or a PNG. Facebook used to specify JPEG only. Okay, the invitation message. This is the message that will appear when somebody sends an invitation to their friends to play your game. And so by default, it's put in, check out this great fun game, Goal Panic. I think you'll love it. You can change that to whatever you like. And there's also a message for when something has been posted to their wall. When somebody does a wall post to indicate they've been playing the game, it will say whatever their name is has been playing, and then whatever the name of your game is, and then underneath there's a bit of text, and that is this, whatever goes in here will appear there. So I've just got to check it out now, which is fine. Okay, enter the HTML code for your top ad. Basically, above and below your Facebook game, there is a banner ad space. And in here, if you use a game monetization system like RockQ ads, for example, then they will provide you with HTML code, and you just copy and paste that in here, and it will put that ad in. Or you can do what I've got here, which is basically have an ad that it's pointing to, which is running just on my server. It's just a graphic and a link. I'm quite happy with that, so I'll leave that for the top and for the bottom. Okay, it's now going to create the files, so I need to tell it where I want to save them. Just make a new file. Game files. And when it's finished, it tells me it's done, and it tells me it's created the files and it's put them in this folder here. And this is basically all of the files I need already set up, ready to upload to the web space that I specified. So now it's just a matter of opening up your favorite FTP program, connecting to your server and uploading them to the path that you gave. So I'm going to do that now. Gold Panic game. There we are, and I can grab my files from here. If you're interested, this is 3D FTP that I'm using here. You can use FileZilla or whatever you're familiar with. So we upload the files and we should be done. So now if we go to back to Facebook, we go to, and we called it Gold Panic Game. Okay, so the first time it runs, we have to give it permission. Yep, that's fine. I want to play the game.
Free games. Jungle.com.
Okay. And there's our game. My banner hasn't appeared, probably because I've pointed it to the wrong place, so I'll check that in a second. There's our game. Has an invite feature. And you can see there's the invitation line that's going to appear. You can tick whoever and then send. And I cancel that. It's got a like button up here. And it's also got the wall post. And remember I said to you on the wall post, that's that text that it's pulled in. There we go. So that is how to create a monetized game from a free Flash game and put it onto Facebook using this tool.